It's interesting to note, isn't it, with the former royals, because clearly they left, they couldn't get their own way, we know that story incredibly well, and then of course they wanted to go off to Africa and lead a life out of the spotlight. Everybody knew, seemingly apart from Prince Harry, that Meghan Markle probably has a spotlight above her bed. She's always camera ready, always looking for the red light on that camera when she steps out. If you look at any particular picture, you can see that Meghan is always looking for the camera. Harry not so much so, he's been used to it all of his life. Meghan basks in that particular glory. So it comes as no surprise that Meghan is heavily pushing for this ahead of her latest venture. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. You're all right today. Not bad, thanks. People tell me off for waving still. It's ridiculous, isn't it? We're out here in the street, there's only you and me. Yes, of course, well, no, there's a few others maybe watching, doesn't matter. It's nice to acknowledge people, isn't it? I said to you the other day all about how, it's now strange, isn't it, that you're not allowed to acknowledge people, or indeed say hello, because people think you're a bit of a nut job. I think conversation and spending a bit of time with each other can go a long way. Doesn't matter who you are. I talk to everybody. I know if you ask people, they say, oh goodness, you can't escape from it. But it's nothing wrong with a bit of conversation, is there? Back as ever to your royal story of the day. Now, as we saw, Meghan seems to have parked the jams, doesn't she? Because Nigeria is now the calling card, having discovered, of course, that she's 43% Nigerian. As I said to you before, not knocking that, there could be some truth in it. Who knows? But with Meghan, you never see the truth, so truly, how can you believe anything unless it's put in front of you? And even then, I'd want to double check it. You get the picture. But it's interesting now because, as I said, these ex-royals didn't want to be royals, but seemingly do want to be royals. You get the sort of mess up that they've now put themselves in. But what's interesting is their team are pushing ahead with this. And I pointed this out a couple of days ago, but now on all media, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, they're pushing forward with the first line, their first official visit. Now, let's just get this 100% clear. It's a paid visit by the government who literally are looking for some kind of, stardust, if you like, a little bit of excitement in the country. Harry and Meghan are going to be in for a shock because it's not as popular, according to a very good colleague of mine who owns a hotel out of there, than they're having been told or led to believe. They're not popular at all. In fact, not many people really care too much about Harry and Meghan. But as we saw with Vanity Fair, who literally trumpeted ahead with the words, their first official visit, there's nothing official about it. It's a pre-paid celebrity trip, a vanity project for Meghan, along with her family, to go and see about her Nigerian heritage. They believe that this will do a lot of good for tourism. It's a free holiday for Harry and Meghan. That's the gig. Now, while they want to push that ahead, and other media over here, particularly in the United Kingdom, are certainly not going down that rhetoric, but many different media, of course, around the world will follow it because they don't necessarily understand the protocol. There's no protocol attached with this. It's not a royal visit. There's nothing other than, well, a free holiday. But Meghan Markle doesn't want you to know that. Her team don't want you to know that. They want you to believe that they're a separate royal family who are doing a good for the world and, of course, flying the flag for Great Britain. So much so that Harry now has decided he wants to become an American citizen, and Meghan Markle doesn't want to come back here to the United Kingdom, but quite happy to sponge off the titles. You see how this works. Always glad to clear this up. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.